Well, the war on our food supply continues today, and if you know, some of you are thinking, why would the government want to trim down our food supply? All I can tell you is it's crazy, but they're doing it, sometimes in support of so-called, quote, green policies, of course, like trying to end people eating meat at all because of methane, apparently, produced by cows and other animals that is released into the atmosphere. Seriously, they'd rather have you eat bugs, which is terrible for you, by the way. You can't digest an exoskeleton. It tears you up. Meat is a nutrient-dense, almost perfect food in many ways, and I think they probably know that too. But the latest sign is what they're trying to mandate with cattle and bison all over America. You see, the government wants electronic tags in all of them, in the ear, and it might seem like something not that big a deal on the surface, but let me tell you something. Congressman Thomas Massie of Kentucky recently summed up why it is a big deal. Listen.
I rise in support of Ms. Hageman's very important amendment, which prevents funds from being used to mandate electronic identification ear tags for cattle and bison. The cattlemen in Kentucky know this isn't just another extra expense for them. It's the beginning of the end of the American rancher, of the American cattleman. It's the beginning of the end of multi-generational farms in Kentucky, because this is an on and off switch that will prevent farmers from marketing their cattle if they're not in compliance with thousands of rules, never-ending list of rules. And so this is why we should oppose it. We should quit listening. I implore my colleagues who've been lobbied on this issue. We've all been lobbied on this one. I implore my colleagues to quit listening to the lobbyists who pretend to represent farmers and start listening to their farmers back home and support Ms. Hageman's amendment.
Yes, support the farmers and the ranchers. You see, these ear tags can be spotted from space. It's all about control. Interesting that he said that all the congressmen have been lobbied about this. Isn't that interesting? With me now to discuss this is the CEO of the Ranchers-Cattlemen Action Legal Fund of the United Stock Growers of America, Bill Bullard. Bill, nice to see you. Thank you for being here.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
All right, so how does an ear tag improve the quality of the food supply in America? How does the ear tag prevent disease in the food supply of America, or anywhere else for that matter?
Well, it doesn't do either of those. What it does is it provides identification of a live animal that could have market value for those who voluntarily participate in a program that would trace the animal back to its birth, for example. But when the government mandates such a program on the entire industry, it's an exorbitant cost. This is the highest priced form of animal identification. Our industry has been using various forms of low-cost identification, metal ear clips, plastic tags, brands, tattoos, and back tags, and group lot identification. These are all means with which the government can use to trace back a disease outbreak, for example. We do not need a mandatory radio frequency identification program, and the reason it's being pushed is because the government wants to control the industry. Once they can record and identify every animal and its location, they can then begin to manage and regulate those animals. And as we've seen in the Netherlands and in Ireland, once they achieve that level of management, they're able to start forcing liquidation, forcing cattle producers to liquidate based on climate activists' recommendations or whatever recommendations. And the problem is it tears away the independence and the freedom and liberty of U.S. cattle producers. It's a control mechanism. The government wants to do it. The world government at the World Organization for Animal Health wants every nation to have a regulatory regime that would require all cattle producers to identify all of their animals. And of course, we've had Chinese surveillance balloons coming across the United States. And now we're going to require cattle producers to purchase chips that are primarily made in China for each and every one of their animals.
The World Organization of Animal Health, is that what you said?
That's correct. That's
what is that? That sounds awfully Orwellian. What is that?
Well, it's similar to the World Health Organization. These are international tribunals that are unelected and unappointed and they're trying to dictate across the globe what nations need to do. So the World Organization for Animal Health, for example, tries to dictate health policies. And one of its recommendations back in the mid-2000s was that nations need to adopt a regulatory mandatory animal identification system. So the United States is essentially kowtowing to the elites at the global level.
Yeah. So what happens to the organizations like Future Farmers of America? Do we just disband them now and beat the rush? I mean, this attack on agriculture is ridiculous because it's not just cows, right? That's where it starts, but it's cows, it's hogs. Then it's counting backyard chickens. I have a few backyard chickens. And pretty soon they're going to demand that I register my chickens. It's not a joke. They're doing that in some towns and places already, aren't they?
5 out of every 10 ranchers in business just over a generation ago are gone today. 6 out of every commercial sheep producer in business just 4 decades ago, they're gone today. The latest census shows we've lost another 107,000 independent cattle producers from this industry. We are fast losing the competitive infrastructure of the industry and the ability to maintain our nation's food requirements. And so we're becoming more and more dependent on foreign imports for our food. In 2019, the United States became, for the first time, a net importer of food here in America. We were the breadbasket of the world. Our family farm system of agriculture was envied the world over, and we've lost sight of that, and we've ignored.
We've blown it. Well, it's something else that people need to know, and I talk about that this on the program here. Smithfield, bought by the Chinese and controlled by the Chinese Communist Party since 2004. In fact, almost all the major meat packers in America now are controlled by foreign entities, either from China or Brazil or somewhere else. We also have the fewest cattle on the hoof today that we've had in 70 years. Less cows in America today than we've had in 70 years. There's a problem. Beef, it's not going to be what's for dinner sometime soon. Bill, I'll give you the last word.
Congressman Massey was right. We've got to stop kowtowing to the lobbyists of the meatpacking industry and the ear tag manufacturing industry and all those who wish to be a part of this control over the independence of America's family farmers and ranchers. We've got to fight back.
We have to fight back, stand up, be heard. And no, I'm not eating insects for dinner. I want a ribeye, actually, if that's all right with everybody. Bill, thank you for being here.
My pleasure. Thank you.